Hi there, thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is ELA mini lesson number 23, and we are going to be reading a new text today. So when we read a new text, what do? We do main idea. So I have an old anchor chart that I use to teach my students, and that's going to help me teach you what main idea is by looking at a different visual. It's the only one that I had today, but it's a really fun one that I like to teach with, and it's good to see a different kind of visual to help you with main idea. So go ahead and let's get started. Here we go. All right, so when we're talking about main idea, we have a couple of different things. The cloud up here represents the topic. That's the thing that you are going to be learning about. You're either going to be learning about it in a story or you're going to be learning about it in an informational text. Today we're going to be doing informational. So your topic is what the thing is about. Then what we do is we have the main idea. The main idea is the nice little umbrella that I've drawn. The main idea is what the text is mostly about. It is everything that the text is about. It's a statement that tells the most important thoughts. Remember, main idea is usually about one sentence, and it talks about all the things that it's talking about in the text, or in this case that we're going to be talking about today, in multiple paragraphs. So when we're looking at paragraphs, we're pulling all that information together into an umbrella statement that talks about what the main idea is. How we get there is we use the key details. The key details are down here. That's these little raindrops right here. So the key details support and describe the main idea. It's the small things. It's the key details that kind of are the things that we tend to find interesting or that we learn about, and we use those key details to then create a main idea statement, which is the most important part. All right, so when you think main idea, think of the umbrella, or you can think back to our old picture, which is a stool, and then the key details support it, or the key details are the little raindrops down here. They're important for sure, but what we're trying to do is take those key details and determine the main idea. What is the text mostly about? So let's go try it out now. All right, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take out our homeschool packet and we're going to turn to our page and we're going to read the directions. So the directions say, read, let it grow, and annotate key details, then complete the chart. All right, so we're going to be reading paragraphs 1 through 2, 3 through 4, and 5 through 10. And then you're going to be writing down key details on these lines right here, and then you're going to create a main idea statement. Remember, the main idea means the most important thought or idea in a reading. So we're just going to break it up, write down the key details. What you're going to do is you're going to write the key details and you're going to write the main idea. What I'm going to do is I am just going to read it and I'm going to underline for you so you can kind of understand how I would underline things to write your key details in main idea. So take your spending time and money text, open up to the page where it says Let It Grow. So this is our new text that we're going to be reading. The title is called Let It Grow, and then it has this colon right here, and it says the booming business of farmers markets. Okay, so what I think this section is going to be about, I think the main idea of the whole section is going to be about farmers markets and the business of farmers markets where they let it grow. And if I'm looking at some of the pictures, what things do I see that are growing at the farmers market? I see fruit and vegetables. So I think the booming business of farmers market is probably going to be vegetables or fruit. Also, it is by Lisa Benjamin. That's our author. We have a connection to her because we've read a story from her before. So what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to read it for you, and I will underline things that I think are important. You can go ahead and listen along and underline with me as well, and then you're going to underline and then you're going to write down key details and write the main idea. Here we go. So this is Let It Grow, the booming business of farmers markets. One local business that keeps growing today is the farmers market. In the last 10 years, the number of towns and cities that have farmers market has doubled. Today, the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, lists more than 8,000 farmers markets. And the number keeps growing. Why have these markets become such a hit? Consumer choice. All right, I'm going to underline that, and I'm actually going to star right here because I think this might be the main idea, because I think this is going to be really important and what's going to be talked about in the rest of the reading. Consumer means people that buy things, and choice means you make a decision. Let's keep reading. One choice is to eat more healthy. I'm going to underline that key detail. Studies show that we need to eat fresh greens, fruit and vegetables. Fresh produce is a healthful part of our diet. The USDA now suggests eating more fruits and vegetables than it did in the past. As a result, the demand for fresh produce has gone up over the last 20 years. Grocery stores report that the fresh produce sales have tripled since the 1990s. Farmers markets are also meeting this demand. At a farmers market, consumers can buy the fresh produce they need to eat healthy. Okay, so what we need to do is write down some key details. So what I want you to do is go to your graphic organizer, and I want you to write down 4 key details for paragraphs 1 through 4, or 1, 2, 2, go. Okay, and now we're going to write the main idea. So what is the main idea? Remember, the main idea is the most important part of what's happening. What are the 2 paragraphs talking about? They're talking about farmers market, and they're talking about how the farmers market has increased, meaning they have gone up because more people need to be eating fruits and vegetables. All right, so the entire part is talking about how important farmer markets are because people need to be eating fruits and vegetables. Guess what? That's your main idea. Go write it down. Next part we're going to read is paragraphs 3 through 4. So go ahead and turn to that. It is on page 7. So we're going to read paragraphs 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm going to look at this picture really quickly, just get an idea of what we're reading. I'll read the caption. Okay, now we're going to read it. There is another reason for the success. All right, so we're reading about why farmers markets are successful. Let's keep reading. People are not just making healthful choices for their bodies. They are also trying to make good choices for their communities. Ooh, we've read about communities before. For example, they buy local food. This is a good way to support their local farmers. Okay. Food writer Michael Pollan reports, we've had an explosion of farmers markets. By shopping at a farmers market, you support local agriculture, which is a great many benefits. You keep farmers in your community. You keep land from being sprawled with houses and shopping centers. You also have the experience of shopping at a farmer's market. Okay, so the next 2 paragraphs. Before we do our main idea, what you need to do is go write down on your graphic organizer 4 key details that you learned for paragraphs 3 and 4. Go. All right, now we need to write the main idea. So basically, this entire text is talking about farmers markets. We learned about the first reason there are farmers markets is because people need to be eating fruits and vegetables. Now we learned the second part about why farmers markets are important because they also make good choices for the community and support local farmers. So farmers Okay, so farmers markets support people in the community. So that is main idea number 2. Go write that down for the main idea. Go. Right, and the last paragraphs that we are going to be reading is paragraphs 5 through 10. So we are going to start on page 7, paragraph 5. Here we go. So remember, we're underlining key details about the farmers market. So how does a farmers market work? Early in the morning, trucks arrive at the local plaza or designated spot. The trucks are packed with countless fruits, vegetables, and other fresh goods. First, the farmers park their trucks. Next, they begin to unload the produce. All right, so now I'm on page 8. then arrange their produce on the spotless stands. Once the produce is displayed, the farmers hang out signs. The signs list their produce and products and the prices. The consumers have arrived. Arrange their produce, and they held out signs. So what I'm just doing is kind of underlining some things that I think are important in this text. The consumers have arrived. So it's time for the farmers to do another part of the job, become a salespeople. Most of the farmers have spent their time getting to know their customers. That's good to business sense. So they get to know their customers. People tend to buy more from people they have bought from before. Another reason the farmers take their time to know the customers is that it helps them make good business decisions. They find out what their customers like and what they can spend. For example, if customers buy a lot of produce for making salads, then some farmers will begin to sell affordable products that go with salads. They might sell fresh bread or homemade dressings. They stock up their stand with items that customers need and want. Okay, so notice how I don't underline anything in the middle of this paragraph. That's because these are examples right here. The most important part, the key detail that I found in this paragraph, is they stock up their stand with items their customers want and need. I think that's important. We're going to keep going. We're on page 9. Farmers markets meet a demand. They supply fresh local produce that provides a benefit for customers. People who want to eat healthful food grown by locals can buy it at a farmer's market. At a farmer's market, the customers and farmers talk and share ideas. A customer may want local or certain farmer. The customer then prefers to buy that farmer's brand. Local customers tend to buy new products from a farmer they trust. The sales of these new products help grow the farmer's business. All right, so what I want you to do is we read paragraphs 5 through 10, and I want you to go again, write down 4 key details for paragraphs 5 through 10. Go. And now we're going to write the main idea. So the main idea for this one, we're trying to figure out what the most important part of when we were reading paragraphs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So what they were doing was explaining how the farmers market works. Which is the main idea. So go write the main idea right here, go. And the last thing that we need to do is answer the question on the bottom. This question says, this question has 2 parts. First answer part A, then answer part B. Part A, what is the main idea of paragraphs 1 through 2? Ooh, you know what I would do? I would go back and reread paragraphs 1 and 2. After that, find the main idea. Then part B says choose 2, how many? This many. 2 sentences that support the main idea for part A. So they have to support the main idea. All right, go ahead and answer that question on the bottom and then log it on your homeschool log. Go.
All right, everybody, that is it for ELA mini lesson number 23. We talked about main idea and how to use key details to determine the main idea. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time. Here we go. Bye. Thank you.